Posted by you/heartbroken dad, 36. I never imagined I'd be writing this. For 12 years, I've been a father to the most incredible boy. His laugh lights up my world, and his curiosity makes every day an adventure. But now, everything I thought I knew about my life has been turned upside down. My wife Emma and I married young. She was 22, I was 24, and we were madly in love. We built a life together, and when our son Liam was born, it felt like the perfect next chapter. I loved being a dad. From late-night feedings to soccer games, every moment with Liam brought me more joy than I thought possible. A few months ago, though, I stumbled upon something that shattered my world. I was cleaning out our attic when I found an old journal of Emma's tucked into a box labeled Memories. I know I shouldn't have opened it, but curiosity got the better of me. What I read made my stomach drop. An entry from 12 years ago describing an affair with someone she called Jay. The dates lined up too perfectly, right around the time Liam was conceived. I confronted Emma that night. She didn't deny it. Instead, she broke down in tears, admitting everything. "It was a mistake," she said. "A one-time thing. But you're Liam's father in every way that matters." Her words felt hollow. How could she keep this from me? How could she let me love Liam with my whole heart while hiding this massive truth? After the initial shock wore off, I insisted on a DNA test. I needed to know for sure. When the results confirmed my worst fears, I felt like the ground had been ripped out from under me. Liam wasn't biologically mine. Emma begged me not to tell him. "It'll only confuse him and hurt him," she argued. But how could I keep this secret? How could I lie to the boy I've raised as my own? Unable to move forward without answers, I started looking into Jay. Emma reluctantly gave me his name, Jason. He was an old co-worker of hers, long since moved out of state. Tracking him down took weeks, but I eventually found him on social media. Reaching out to him was one of the hardest things I've ever done. To my surprise, he didn't deny anything. "I had no idea," he said. "Emma never told me she got pregnant." Jason's reaction was a mix of shock and guilt. He'd recently remarried and had a toddler of his own. After some long conversations, he agreed to take a paternity test, which confirmed that he was Liam's biological father. He said he'd be willing to step up financially, but wasn't sure about being involved in Liam's life. In the midst of this chaos, I tried to keep things as normal as possible for Liam. He's 12 now, on the cusp of adolescence. He's smart and sensitive, and I knew he'd pick up on the tension between Emma and me. Sure enough, one night he asked, "Are you and Mom okay?" I wanted to protect him from the truth, but I also knew I couldn't lie. "We're working through some things," I said. "But no matter what happens, I'll always be here for you." After weeks of agonizing over the decision, I decided to tell Liam the truth. I chose a quiet Saturday afternoon when Emma wasn't home. We sat on the couch, and I took a deep breath. "Liam, there's something I need to tell you," I began. "It's about your mom and me, and it's really important." He looked at me with those big, trusting eyes, and my heart broke. "What is it, Dad?" I explained everything as gently as I could, starting with how much I loved him and how proud I was to be his dad. Then I told him about the DNA test and what it had revealed. His face crumpled, and tears streamed down his cheeks. "Does this mean you're not my dad anymore?" he asked. I pulled him into a hug. "No, buddy. I'll always be your dad. Biology doesn't change that. But I thought you deserved to know the truth." Meanwhile, Emma was struggling with the fallout. She'd been adamant about keeping the secret, and now that it was out, she felt like everything was spiraling out of control. She begged me to reconsider the divorce, but I couldn't. "You broke my trust, Emma," I told her. "I can't build a life on lies." Over the next few months, Liam and I worked to rebuild our relationship. He started seeing a therapist to process everything, and I made sure he knew he could talk to me about anything. Jason decided to contribute financially to Liam's education, but chose not to pursue a deeper relationship. It was a bittersweet outcome, but it allowed Liam to focus on the family he'd always known. As for me, I've started to find peace in the new normal. I've joined a support group for parents navigating complex family situations, and it's helped to share my story with others who understand. Liam and I still have our movie nights and soccer games. He still calls me Dad. And every time he does, I'm reminded that fatherhood is about love, not DNA. If anyone out there is going through something similar, my heart goes out to you. It's a painful journey, but there is a path forward. Just take it one step at a time.